It didn't look like a crisis. No market crash, no riots, no headlines screaming meltdown. But behind the scenes, 1990 was the year the American financial system quietly shifted course and never turned back. Banks were failing at the fastest rate since the Great Depression. The US entered a recession. A war in the Middle East sent oil prices soaring. And the Federal Reserve made a decision that would echo for decades. If you want to understand how we ended up in a world of endless debt, market bubbles, and financial bailouts, you need to start in 1990. The 1,980 seconds were a decade of deregulation, debt, and dizzying growth. Reagan's economic policies cut taxes and reduced regulation, unleashing Wall Street. But that freedom came at a cost. Savings and loan institutions, once conservative home lenders, were suddenly taking risky bets on commercial real estate and junk bonds. By the late 80 seconds, the cracks were showing. Over 1,000 S and Ls failed, costing taxpayers over $100 billion. It was the start of a slow-motion collapse. In 1990, those cracks split wide open. Commercial real estate collapsed. Banks, over 500 of them, failed within 2 years. Then came the external shock. In August 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait. Oil prices doubled, inflation fears returned, consumer spending dropped. By July, the US was in a recession. It was mild on the surface, but devastating underneath. Jobs vanished, lending froze. Confidence cratered. The financial system had hit a wall. Enter Alan Greenspan, chair of the Federal Reserve. To prevent a credit freeze, the Fed slashed interest rates from 8% to 3% in less than a year. This was more than a response. It was a shift in philosophy. The Fed was now not just fighting inflation, it was rescuing markets. Meanwhile, Congress passed FERIA, a massive bailout bill to clean up the S&L disaster. The cost? Around $125 billion added to the national debt. Ultimately, a precedent had been set. Take risks, and the government will step in. The recession ended by 1991. Markets rebounded. But the deeper damage was done. Wages stagnated. Manufacturing jobs declined. Debt, public and private, started growing rapidly. And a new economic engine took over. Cheap credit, stock buybacks, and financial speculation. The bubbles of the 2000s and 2008, they were built on the foundations late in 1990. So, what did we learn from 1991? Not all crises are loud. The most dangerous shifts happen quietly in boardrooms, not breaking news. 2. Short-term solutions have long-term consequences. Bailouts and rate cuts fix the symptoms, not the system. 3. Finance replaced fundamentals. America's economy became more about markets and less about people. Today's debt levels, market dependence, and fragile growth, they're echoes of decisions made in 1990. So next time the Fed steps in, ask yourself, are we solving a problem or repeating history? If this opened your eyes, hit like and subscribe. We tell the financial stories they don't teach in school.